Heathens. So for today's video, I don't think that that's quite sitting right. For today's video, we're going to have about 13 minutes of trying to coordinate my setup. I don't think that's going to work. We're going to try. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a first impressions try on of a new eyeshadow palette. Well, the palette itself isn't new, but it's new to me, so we're going to call it a new palette. It is the FaceCandy Atlantis palette. This is a palette that you can buy off of the Hush app or website, and I do already have tape on. I've already put on a little vitamin C collagen serum thing, and I've done my jade roller. I don't know how many of you people believe in that. Regardless what else it does, it makes my face feel really good in the mornings, and I do keep mine in the fridge so it stays nice and cold. So if we pop into this palette, we have, it is a like blue-green, like watery themed palette, and I don't remember if it has a mirror inside. So I do have another palette that has a mirror in case I need one. I think I have everything prepared today. So inside, take the little piece of plastic out. It does have a mirror. These are the shades. So hopefully it'll focus on them. I think they are gorgeous, and I do not have another palette that's mainly blues and greens. I just kind of have them here and there. So I'm going to do a few swatches before we get into it. Let me take, oh, it's not as prepared as I thought I was. So I'm going to do a few mattes and a few like shimmer foils. So the first one that I want to do is Ripples, which is this kind of grayish shade. You can see it's kind of coming onto the palette just a little bit, which isn't that big a deal. I don't know if you can see actually, but hopefully. Then I'm going to do Stormy Waters, which is this like, looks like satiny, almost green. They're swatching onto my fingers really well, so that's a good sign. Then I'm going to do Vanished down here, which is the deep blue shimmer. Ooh, that one looks really nice. And then I'm going to do, on my pinky, I'm going to do Tsunami, which is like a grayish blue shimmer. Again, really, really pretty on my finger. So let's hold that to the side for just a second. And we're going to do the first one, which actually shows up a bit better than I thought it would. That second one, I'm really bad at swatching, I apologize. Third, and there's still a lot left on my finger. So if you're someone who likes to use your fingers to apply, oh yeah, all of those swatch pretty dang good. So hopefully they apply that well. It's not even. Dang, that's what I forgot. Makeup wipes. Hold that thought. I'm gonna try to edit this part out. Anyway, I don't 100% remember what I was saying. But, oh yeah, if you're someone who uses your fingers to apply your eyeshadow, it is going to leave a lot still on your finger, it looks like. But there is still a decent amount of pigmentation payoff. And you might need to use a kind of strong makeup remover because I don't know if it's picking up, but there's still a little bit of blue-green tint on my arm. And, I mean, my makeup wipes aren't anything special, but they normally do the trick pretty well. So, what I'm going to do first is start off with priming my eyes. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, which is pretty much what I use all the time if I'm not using my concealer. So, just quickly pop a little bit of this on. Again, I'm going to try to make sure that I'm holding this out or I'm not blocking myself, but we'll see. Also, I really hope my camera stays where it's at, because it keeps wanting to kind of tilt from one side to the other or tilt too forward. And if you can't see my eyes, like if it tries to focus instead here, I don't even know if you can see here, then this whole thing is pointless and I'll have to come do it again, which I really don't want to do. So hopefully it stays where it's supposed to be. Alright, so first I'm going to start out with a bigger blending brush. This is one of the Alamar brushes that I had gotten from BoxyCharm. And I guess for my transition shade, I am going to go in with that shade that we swatched, Ripples. And just kind of lay it down everywhere. I have no idea what I'm going for. I don't know if I'm going for blue or green. We're just going to kind of figure it out as we go. So this is definitely way more pigmented, it's a really strange word, than I expected for a shade like this. I don't know. I hope y'all can see it pretty well, but normally shades like this just kind of wash out on me a little bit. And this one, I mean, you can see it, so that's pretty promising for the whole palette, unless this is just the one shade that works really well, which, you know, my luck would be the case. I'm just trying to make sure they're even. This shade almost has a, and maybe it's just in my head, but to me, it almost looks like it has a purple cast as well. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So, blue or green? I think since it is the holiday season, I'm going to go more for the greens. Even though my little headband ears are like aqua. There's just not enough to do every single shade green, just the two main shades, because in reality there's only two super green shades, and that's this one, which is Poseidon, and then this one up in the corner, which is Stormy Waters, which still has a bluish tint to it. But that's what we're going to try. So next, just to kind of deepen everything up just a little bit before I go in dark, I'm going to go with the shade right next to Ripples, which is Oceanic. And I'm going to use the exact same brush. A lot does come off on the brush, so I am going to brush that off. This is really, really pigmented. And I am not going to be doing a full face in this video, just because I do have some other face products that I want to try. So I'm going to be making, hopefully, a second video focusing on a full face, but still having this eye look on. Hopefully I'll be able to do that a little later on today. And if I think about it, I will do a check-in later to see how everything is going, because I do have to run some errands tonight, and unless this turns out completely awful, I will have it on probably until about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. So that went on pretty darn well as well. So far I'm really, really impressed with these shades. And I don't know if I'm going to want to do eyeliner, but I have an eyeliner just in case. So next I am going to go in with Stormy Waters, and we're going to go ahead and try to make it green instead of blue. Again, exact same brush. I know some of you people out there are going to scream, but this is one of the best blending brushes I have. And I have very small eyelids, so I don't have a whole lot of space to work with as far as constantly switching up brushes. Because most people I've seen that switch out brushes have like a higher level, and then they bring something a little lower, and then a little lower. I don't have the room for all that, so we're just working with what I got. Now on top of this blue, of course this is still coming across very blue, but I'm sure if you were to use it on its own or put it on top of a shade that has a slightly more green cast, then it would look more green. Okay, and here's my issue. This eye usually looks better because my eyebrows are different. So even though it looks like I'm putting them in the same spot comparatively, this eyebrow's lower. So it always comes out looking, in my opinion, a little more seductive with the placement of eyebrow versus eye versus eyeshadow. And I usually favor that side of my face anyway. It's my good side. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there are some birds outside my house going absolutely crazy. I am going to go into this shade, Stormy Waters, one more time, just to see if I can deepen it up a little more green. I'm going to try to hold this over here so that y'all can still see. Oh my god, those birds are so loud. Kind of want to know what's happening. So does Casper. I hear him coming. You hear him? They're just chirping away. There's Casper. Good Lord. Hold on just a second. My brush fell. Okay. That was weird. There was just a bird sitting on my back steps chirping. So anyway, next I'm going to try to use a brush for that sparkly shade that I want, which is Poseidon. Trying to get the sparkles, but I don't really know how well it's going to work, because the one thing I don't have is like any kind of setting spray to wet it. So I'm just going to take a kind of flat-sided brush, press into it, see how well it picks up. If not, we're just going to go in with my finger. And I'm going to put this right in the center. I mean, it did a little bit, but you can still see my skin. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. kind of show y'all. And then go in with my finger. There's like a clump of eyeshadow on my eyelid, or on my eyelash. There's a lot on my eyelid. Alright, so I don't know how well it's gonna pick up, but you can definitely still see skin right along here. You can kind of see some of the green, but I'm just gonna take it, go, I don't know what noise that was, and then we're just gonna pat it on with our fingers. Oh yeah, that's way better. I hope it's picking up, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. Make sure they're even. This one oddly needs a little more. I hate my eyes being uneven because I try to look and it's just, this one looks so much better. But, you know, again, working with what we got. Can't do anything about it. You know, until I learn how to start drawing on eyebrows, then maybe I can, but to be honest, I can't quite do that yet. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, it's the really risky part, is I'm going to take off the tape and then try to put a little bit underneath before I put on mascara. So it's a really weird feeling. Don't think I'll ever get used to that. You can see on my face where the tape was. Like, that can't be good. I can get this one. Definitely makes the lines nice and sharp. So now, I think I'm going to use this brush, which is another Alamar brush. This one may have been meant to be a lip color brush, but today we're going to use it for underneath my eyes. So I'm going to go back into Stormy Waters, get just a little bit of that on the tip of the brush, and then we're going to try to connect it to this outer edge, and just ever so slightly bring it all in my eye onto my lashes. That's not terrible. Not the shadow me. Normally I can't do this very well. But that could be because I'm using brushes that aren't really meant for it. But hey. Got a little bit of shadow trying to cling to my under eye creases already, but that's definitely a me problem, not a shadow problem, because it happens all the time because the creases under my eyes are ridiculous. Also, I don't know if it's catching, but there's one little piece of sun that just keeps moving across my face. It's kind of annoying. And then I am going to, just to lighten everything up a little bit, I'm going to go back into Oceanic, whatever. Same brush, just to bring it in a little bit closer, but without being quite so intense. The one thing that I will say, other than the fact that these shades are gorgeous, is I do think that it really, I just went out of frame there for a second, I think. Hopefully I haven't been doing that the whole time. it does really make the color of my eyes pop pretty well. Alright, now for mascara, I'm going to be using, which you can tell I've used a lot because that's where the name is supposed to be. This is one that I got from Ipsy. I believe it's called Glam Dolls. We're just going to put a little bit on. Try not to get it onto the eyeshadow, which I always inevitably do. I'm sorry, I know most of me is probably covered, but if I try to do this any other way, I will fail miserably. I just got the smallest bit right outside of my eye over here. Well, this brush wand does have one side that has very long, spidery bristles, and the other side is shorter, and I think the shorter side is better for applying color once you've got that volume that you want. I really, really like this eye look. Ow, that sun's hitting me directly in my eyeball. So, let's try to wrap this up before I go blind. So, hopefully I am in frame. This is what it looks like. And then, let's see where I'm at. Okay, so, you know, narcissistic YouTube montage. And I don't have a full face on, but, ooh, will it turn my eye orange? That would be nice. Anyway, so, put my headband back on. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I really, really like that palette, and I think I'm definitely going to be using it way more often. It may be a little much for like an everyday work look, for me anyway. But must see what I can do with it, and hopefully I'll be back to make another video for y'all with full face with this eye look. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.